All right, I'm not sure if we are ready to go here. I'm assuming we are. So it is what has been a very sunny summer. All of a sudden today it is overcast. So we are doing the best we can outside here. And let's see, I don't know, Jackie, I think, I'm not sure if we're working here. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Any feedback that I might have as to anyone that is joining us? Let me see if I can switch the view. There we go. That's a little better. All right. So for all of you joining me today, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me today. My name is Suzanne Cook. I am a registered nurse, a massage therapist, and a Spring Forest Qigong certified trainer. I am coming to you from my backyard in Waupaca, Wisconsin. And it normally is very bright and sunny out here, but today it is very overcast. So we're going to do the best we can with that. I'm also blessed to live in the summer months on the west coast of Florida. So I spread the Spring Forest Qigong message when I'm down there also. And I would really love to have all of you put your locations in the chat or in the comment section of Facebook. It really just reinforces our global community that we have in Spring Forest Qigong. The ancients that created Qigong, I'm losing my hair. The ancients that created Qigong lived at one with nature. And it was important, it was vital to their existence to be very keen on their observations of nature and the seasons. Their lives literally could depend upon it. And so in their observations, they also noticed that there could be changes in the person's health or in their emotional well-being with the change of the seasons, and that's how Qigong developed. Now, Master Lin has spent many, many years studying with the masters in China, and we are blessed that he has simplified all the complications of the ancient Qigong and simplified them for us in our modern world. But yet he kept the essence and the power of the healing abilities of Qigong. So we are truly blessed that he has done that for us. Now, part of the 5 elements in particular is seasons, emotions, the elements in nature, and color. So I chose today's setting because green is the color for spring, and I am sharing with you all the green that I have here in my backyard. Now, the season that is associated with our first element our first movement is spring. And spring is just such a wonderful time. You can't really see, but I am underneath a huge maple tree. I have my perennial garden behind me. And in the spring, all of that comes alive. The trees are rooted deep into the earth and have been dormant in the yin of the earth for the winter. And they are coming out and bursting out into leaves, reaching for the yang of the sun. The same is true of my perennial garden. They've laid dormant all winter long, just waiting for that time when they can burst through the soil and celebrate new life, rebirth, renewal. That's what spring is all about. I also have a vegetable garden. And in the spring, I have spent a lot of time preparing that vegetable garden. So I cultivate the soil, I add compost, and of course, there's always weeding that needs to be done. And I have to do all of that before I plant my seeds. And that's very similar to the preparations that we do in Spring Forest Qigong before we actually do our movement. Now, my garden seeds are very much like my perennials and like the tree that I'm sitting under, in that, you've probably all seen the time-lapse photography of a seed pod, how it opens and it puts down roots, and then it opens up and puts up leaves up into peeking through the soil, seeking that yang. So for me, spring is rebirth, renewal, and opens us to new opportunities. Just like those seeds bursting out of the soil, new opportunities for renewal and rebirth. So part of what I do here in Wisconsin and in Florida is share Spring Forest Qigong in the form of practice groups. And many of my people are over the age of 50, as am I, and they have varying abilities, physical abilities. So I have modified my practices to include seated positions. We always say in Spring Forest Qigong, you can do this standing, sitting, or lying down. But we don't always demonstrate that on Spring Forest Qigong every day. So I thought I would take this opportunity. Now, when we're doing our preparation of bouncing, we're flexing the knees and we're letting our arms be limp and loose. And that vibration of the flexing of the knees goes through our whole body. Well, if you're lying down or you're sitting, that's not always possible. But the bouncing, the flexing of the knees draws up the yin of the earth, and it opens up the channel, the kidney channel. And then when we allow our wrists to bounce with us, that flexing of the wrist helps to open the heart and the lung channel. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what an option can be when you are in a seated position or lying down position. So if you are lying down, flex and point your toes. Now, I wore my pink shoes specifically for this purpose, so you can see my feet a little bit better. So flexing and pointing if you are lying down. If you are in a seated position, then bringing up the heels. That allows that flexing action to happen. If you're even more flexible, kick out your legs. All right, so let's get on with our practice today. So those of you that wish to stand, remember, both seated and standing, your feet are rooted into the ground, into the earth. Really rooted 9 feet down into the yin energy of the earth. And we are sitting or standing with our tailbone tucked underneath us, giving that spine a nice base. I like to visualize that each vertebrae is a pearl that is on a string. And one end is anchored to my tailbone and the other end comes up the top of my head. And I kind of pull that string and straighten and lengthen that spine as best I can. My shoulders are down and back. My arms are either at my side or resting in my lap. Now, you can't tell from this video, but I'm a little short. I like to say I'm 5 foot, but I don't quite make it. And so I can really sympathize with people that are in a seated position most of their life, because we have to view life like this. So I always have to remind myself, tuck that chin in. And that helps me to straighten up the neck. So let's review. We are rooted. Our tailbone is tucked. Our spine is straight and strong, and shoulders are down. Our chin is tucked. Our tongue is at the roof of the mouth, just behind the teeth. This connects our front channel and our back channel. And the most important part of all, smile. Start my internal love engine. So let's get in that position and just feel that right now. Start my internal love engine. And let's start our bouncing. In a seated position, you might want to shake your wrist. And you might want to shake your wrist down and alternate up and down. It is a little bit different flex. So as we do this, we are opening our channels. We are preparing, just like I prepare my soil in the spring, we are preparing for our practice. We are opening with the vibration of the bouncing and the vibration of the shaking. We're opening those channels, especially in our internal organs. And as I said, we're drawing up that yin energy of the earth, and we are opening, ready to cultivate those seeds that we will be planting today. So now let's just slowly raise our arms up and continue the shaking. Now, obviously, we all have different abilities. So if your shaking is here, that's good. Here, whatever it is. Now, when I first started practicing Spring Forest Qigong, I was doing it with videos, and so I was facing my TV all the time. Well, I never realized that until I stepped in front of a mirror that I was like this, but I was visualizing that I was like this, but in reality, I was like this, and I never realized it until I got in front of the mirror. So I kept visualizing strong, straight arms. And pretty soon one day in practice, it just went snap, crackle, pop, and there we are. Visualization is a very important part of Spring Forest Qigong practice. And if you are doing this in a seated position or lying down, it is even more important to do so. Visualize that you are standing straight and tall and all your limbs are functioning at their optimum level. Okay, very good. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Detoxifying. And we are bringing our arms slowly down, and we are beginning our twisting. Just letting the arms go limp and loose, twisting. And I notice on myself, and it may not be true of everyone, but I notice on myself as I twist, I'm kind of tapping that tailbone in the back. So I'm activating that gate to vitality. All right, let's slowly come to stillness. Let's start our tapping preparation. Tapping under the cheekbone 9 times, opening the front channel and the stomach channel, going up to the beginning of the eyebrows, opening the bladder channel and the back channel. Now, when I'm talking, I don't count well, so do your own counting. We move up to the crown of the head, and with a cupped hand, we are cupping the byway point, which is where the yang channels congregate. Then we're sliding our hand down to the base of the skull, opening those central nervous system. And then we go down to that C7 where your neck and your spine meet, giving that a nice little rub. Very good. And now we are going down and tapping that gate to vitality. And then moving over to the hip points. Opening those leg channels even further. Cupping on the top of the knee. And the backs of the knee. Sides of the knee. And sides of the right knee. Okay, so tune into how you're feeling. Let's get back into our beginning of the universe stance, remembering feet, 9 feet, grounded 9 feet into the earth, drawing up that yin energy. Tailbone is tucked, spine is straight, chin is tucked, tongue to the roof of the mouth, and smile. Just take a minute and feel how this feels. Now that we've done our bouncing and our prep, does that feel different to you? Do you notice maybe more pulsating energy, breathing easier? And speaking of breathing, from now on, we will be breathing with our mouth closed through our nose, if possible, if you're able to comfortably breathe that way. This is also an excellent time to set your intention for your practice. Intention should be said in a positive way. It can focus on physical, emotional, or spiritual issues. So just take this moment right now and just set your intention. We're going to move into the password, and I like to take a nice deep breath in between each phrase of the password. So join me, please. I am in the universe. The universe is within me. The universe and I combine together. Call upon your master's energy. Now, your master is just a higher power that you have great respect for. And they can assist you in your practice today, and they can assist you in achieving your intention that you have set for your practice today. So let's take our right hand and place it at our chest, and our left hand and place it at our lower dantian, which is behind the navel. We're going to extend our top hand out and slide it down as our bottom hand comes up. And we continue this circular pattern. Well, it's not quite a circle, elliptical pattern, I guess might be the better way to say it. And I kind of like to think about this as the ancients may have thought about it as a water wheel, bringing up the water and letting it spill over the top. Visualize that you've got a column of light in the middle of your torso. And let's kind of play with that light a little bit. Green is the color of spring, so let's visualize that we've got green colors. And it's a kaleidoscope of green, because in the spring, it is a kaleidoscope of spring. You have light green, dark green, just beautiful colors. And also, let's play a little bit more and visualize that you are a garden. Your body is a garden, awakening, waiting for that rebirth, renewal. Opening yourself to new possibilities. Planting the seeds of happiness, and the seeds go to every cell in our body. Happiness, happiness. Rebirth, renewal, new possibilities in your life. I'll be silent for a few minutes just so you can tune in to yourself. All right. Remembering that beautiful column of light that's pulsating up and down in those multiple shades of green. And they are now starting to come back down into our lower dantian. So as we close this movement, if you identify as a female, have your right hand closest to your lower dantian. And if you identify as a male, have your left hand closest to your lower dantian. And bring all that beautiful column of light into that lower dantian, tucking it deep behind your navel. Knowing that that will always be there for you. That energy reserve, that medicine, the dawn will be there, that she will be there for you today and for the rest of the week. Take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths in. Massage your hands together, rub your hands together. And I like to separate my hands also. All right, when they're nice and warm and we have those heart centers activated, we're coming up, across, and down. Thanking, soothing. And now when we get up to our forehead, let's separate our fingers and run our hands over our scalp. Once again, 9 is the magic number. but I lose count when I'm talking. All right, now let's move over to the ears and massage the ears. Do the entire ear. I share office space with an acupuncturist, and she can treat the entire body from your ears. So don't miss any part of your ears. All right, I'm going to move up again. I'm going to place my hands in prayer position, and I am going to thank my master for joining me today. I'm also going to thank you, all of you, for joining me today. But thank your master for coming to assist you, and know that your master will always be there to assist you. They will always be there to help. Nice deep breath in and out. And now I'd like to just do a little chant. You know, we talked about vibration of cupping and tapping and bouncing. All of that creates vibrations, which helps to open up the channels. But sound also helps to open up the channels. And the chant that is associated with the liver system is Qi. So my sound may cut out a little bit on this, but take a nice deep breath, inhale, and as you exhale, exhale Qi. It can be at any tone that you wish. And let's do that 3 times. Now, I'd also like to show you something from the Head to Toe Healing book that is related to liver system healing. So I'm going to hold my left hand at a 90-degree angle, and there's a crease in your elbow at this point. Go about an inch down from that crease and cup. Cup for 2 to 3 minutes. If you'd like to, you could probably chant while you're doing this. Now, for time's sake, we're not going to do 2 to 3 minutes. Let's move over to the right. Find your landmark, usually 1 to 2 finger widths apart. Now, tomorrow, we are going to be doing the second movement, which is breathing of the universe. The season is summer, so it's a natural progression from spring to summer. The element is fire. When we think of the hot sun, fire. So once again, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you tomorrow at hopefully a different location if the weather cooperates. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.